So, Bruce, what made Mr.
Misha,
What the fuck is that?
I love it.
Oh my god.
For
Is
some
this
reason,
at your local grocery store?
no, I don't even know why. For some reason, I sent this to myself like last year around this time. I don't know why. I think I was trying to copy it so I could send it to somebody else.
Oh
and
yeah.
so I sent it to myself first, and so I'm like looking at my other account, like in the Hangouts. It's like, lol, White America must be Land O'Lakes. It's probably what the lol stands for, but still, it's perfect.
It's great.
That's amazing.
2011 clearly was on point.
Right?
This person died. Why are you telling me about that?
Oh yeah, let's do some tweeting about this action.
Yeah,
Can somebody just tweet that cheese image and then make the
That's gonna be your react from now on.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on the heart scissors emoji, and it's just failing. So, maybe I'll just make
scissors?
Yeah, it came up in the game. Everyone's like, "Oh, I got my heart scissors ready," or my heart wrenches. That's it, not heart scissors.
Oh, okay.
That makes
I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, right. I'm great with words tonight. I'm not distracted at all. And I was like, "Oh yeah, heart wrenches," but in emoji size, it's just the detail was all fleshing out. But lol, White America cheese. That'd be a good emoji right there. You wouldn't know what the hell it was, but I would know.
Those are the best emotes, I'm telling you.
Right? Why is there a picture of cheese? Oh.
I'm a huge proponent of in-jokes.
Right here.
I'm a huge proponent of in-jokes.
Right here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Now we gotta behave.
Whatever. We were talking about the dicks you got in your heart. I mean, me and Misha were. Everybody else was not aware that.
No, I didn't know that's what we're talking about, but that's cool.
It was we were talking about big dick energy and how it came from here. Not from here, from here.
No. It's not about the dicks you got in your pants, it's about the dicks you got right in here.
It's the dicks you got in your heart. If you got dicks in your heart, somebody's totally doing it wrong. I'm just saying.
Next time somebody puts up a poll on Twitter, that'll be my response. Just listen to the dick in your heart. And it could only be somebody that'll have no clue.
Right. But like, if they know you, Nadja, they're just gonna be like, yeah, what she said.
This is how I lose my power. This is how I lose my power.
Yeah. Hey Ken, how's it going? Audio is totally live. If you're confused, just listen to the dicks in your heart.
Don't worry about it.
It makes sense.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
Hey, yo, DC, you gotta change the title.
Oh yeah. FF7 reunion.
I just opened the stream. I mean, FF7 could be a reading of Mutants in the Night in a certain respect.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Sometimes when I try to change it midstream, it just takes forever. I've sometimes just stopped the stream and changed it and started back up again. But
oh fuck! If this was Final Fantasy VII, my character is probably Barrett.
I got nothing. I don't think I've ever played a Final Fantasy, so.
Okay, Misha.
Yeah, sorry.
I you know,
I have like shitty hand-eye coordination. So
it's
not
a
necessary
menu.
at all for wow.
You just click the menus.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we doing it? Hey.
yeah. Apparently you're muted, DC.
Gotta run it back.
Oh no.
God damn it, I gotta do that all over again.
Yeah,
Throw the whole stream away.
What up?
Yeah.
It's DC, you're NB, and this stream is not PG. So, let's talk about the amazing campaign, Flare, Mutants in the Night actual play, that we're in our second episode. I have this amazing cast and crew around me. If you would like to introduce yourselves, Misha.
Hi, I'm Misha B, BlackRockGameworks.com and New Agenda Publishing. This is my second stream with DC. It's very cool. We'll see how it goes. I play Jalen, who's also known as Shade.
And what power sheet did you choose?
Oh, she's a pyromancer. Because, fire's cool.
Fire.
Boom, boom.
Fire, yeah, fire.
Nadja.
Hello. I am Najo Tikwer, aka Trista Ray. Pronouns are she, her. I am going to be playing the Prestige. Laverne, aka Lala, aka On-Site, aka On-Site. And I'm all right. But, I got that 2019 energy, and we're going to find out what the fuck that means.
Good.
I feel it.
Lauren.
Kia ora, I'm Lauren. I go by she, her. I'm at the Strike Kiwi on Twitter, and I'm playing the Silence in this game as Kit, who is just very quiet, angry goth kid. It was good at shutting people down, including their mother. And I'm very, very, very excited to continue playing this game with this amazing crew.
Rad. And Sean.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Sean Nittner. I'm at Sean Nittner pretty much everywhere. I use he, him pronouns. I'm going to be playing Ruli Mahim, also known as Pickup. Yeah, I'm really excited to play as well. I've been thinking about Ruli. I think Ruli is like a size 2XL, but like 4XL in fur. Like just like so like you can pull all the fur up around their face and like it just looks adorable. I may have been petting my dog a lot as I've been thinking about this. But anywho, I'm very excited about the adventures that we're going to get into and the conflicts that we're going to have internally and externally. I'm playing the Chopper. So Ruli can like mess with time and mess with people's memories and stuff like that.
So, I am DC, your GM, facilitator in this game, and I made this game, Mutants in the Night. I'm very excited to keep playing it with this amazing crew of peeps. So, let's go over our last session in what went down. Does anyone remember? Do you want to give your last time on DBZ?
Lisa and
it
Sal.
up and might have bragged about it just a little too much.
Nice. Well, it started with us at the Spotlight, and we met some of the various proprietors of the Spotlight, which included On-Site's nemesis, Stefan, we all love and adore and are infatuated with. Okay,
You're so thirsty.
Okay, maybe God. Just really infatuated with.
Really.
And Stefan asked us, as one of the owls, one of the OWLs, to go hit a military compound. They knew where a convoy was going to be going, and we were to impersonate like the workers that were going to unload the munitions. And in doing so, we got to scout out the space and then blow it the hell up. Yeah.
True.
Like that. Shade pretty much did the job for us.
I did things too. Excuse me.
No, I mean, we all contributed, but if there was one person that actually blew it up.
Golf clap on blowing up a building full of bombs? Question mark?
Hey, with precision.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, you did a very good job.
They only singed the bottoms of their boots because Ruli made us drag the unconscious people out.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll get to that.
Ruli's got a whole pacifism, doesn't want to kill people thing.
Indeed. And that left a little bit of a sour taste in the mouths of those who were cool with letting those people die.
Yeah.
So there may be some residual conflicts going on there.
Yeah.
All of you did your downtime activities. There was an amazing sort of jungle gym training route. Lauren?
Yeah, my brother whipped my butt. It was really annoying. Gonna have to get him back at like the next downtime.
Nice.
And we had a showdown between the two rivals.
Yes, and the rivalry continues.
An unsatisfactory showdown because no one won.
Yeah, right. One of the judges got too drunk to
It do be like that though.
to vote.
And we had an amazing mural made of...
Really is pretty amazing, I gotta say.
a fantastic work of graffiti art done of the explosion and the one that caused it standing before. Which may have brought a little bit more heat to the crew.
And as may have, meaning definitely did.
Definitely did.
Yeah.
Actually, it ended up giving you -1 die on the next engagement roll. So let's jump over to our Roll20 screen. We got our giant flare brain. We have our lines. We don't have any veils. We got our bonus from last week for helping out the owls. You can tick 2 experience when using the training move instead of 1. And there were a lot of training going on there. There was quite a bit of training. And you all have 4 heat. No one decided to lower the heat for the crew. And you got -1 die on the next engagement roll due to the entanglement of...
In our defense, we
Bragging,
didn't
I
know
think.
about the heat until after we did the downtime activity.
And so, let us...
I have a question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Did we do experience?
No, that is what we are going to do now.
Sorry. Okay. Proceed.
So, oh no worries. So, let's go around and do experience. So, with the order that we have on the stream, Nadja, you can actually let's go from the back. Sean, you were last when we did the intro.
Okay.
Sean,
Cool.
you can go ahead and read your experience cues.
All
and see how
right.
much experience
Yeah.
you
So rules are every time I already marked my desperate actions as they happen. You adjust the challenge by sacrificing your own memories. One time, we basically had a little wipe with both myself and Shade as we were getting planted, as we were getting. We kind of had to like trust on faith that we knew what we were doing as we were passing by a guard because we erased all our memories in the meantime. So that only came up one time, but
Okay. Your second.
I use my powers or actions to gain a dangerous knowledge. Use your powers or actions to gain dangerous knowledge. I don't think I use my powers to do it. I mean, we learned like sort of what they were, we learned like where they were storing the munitions, but I think I just sort of came along with like the job.
Mm-hmm.
You struggle with issues from your trauma, heritage, or background during the session. Yes, I did.
Definitely.
My background is one of like, I want to be accepted and want to make bridges, not burn them down. And I ran into major conflict on that with internally with on site. So I'll mark one for that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Lauren, your XP triggers.
Yeah. So I didn't do any desperate actions, but as far as the other triggers go, I have you addressed a challenge with stealth and silence, which I think I did a lot of. It was just a shame that I can't.
For that. You did a lot of that.
Quite a bit.
It's just a shame I can't also mute everyone's movements. That was the one thing that stressed me out a lot last time. I used my powers or actions to be loud and bombastic. I made a god faint from playing angry music in his brain. Does that count?
Right.
Yeah, that counts.
Awesome. And I struggled with issues from trauma, heritage, or background during this session. I mean, my brother whooped my butt at the jungle gym competition that he and I constructed together. If that counts as a struggle. Yeah,
I mean, there's some stuff going on there. If you think it counts, it counts.
I think it's going to dovetail nicely into the fact that no one in our family is good at communicating. So I feel like it will lend itself to that. I think that's all of mine.
Awesome. Cool. Misha, what about your XP triggers?
I don't think I rolled any desperate actions. I did address a challenge with firm control over my flames.
Mm-hmm.
I think you did that a couple times.
Okay.
You melted the door shut, and then you also
right.
blew up the...
Yep. I used my powers to burn down an enemy location.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just went through no desperate actions.
A little tiny one of that one. And I don't think I struggled with any issues from my trauma, heritage, or background, though.
Okay. So, then, Lala.
Yay. No desperate actions. You address the challenge through bending perception or reality. I think I did that twice, at least. I took two phases. Two phases. You use your powers or actions to present your wit or beauty. I did have a ballroom battle.
Yeah, that definitely. That might be like.
For sure. That like it's
the foundation of that. It makes me.
Look, I leaned hard into my playbook, struggle with issues from my traumas, heritage, or background. Not mine. I think I struggle more with rulies, which I would not count personally. It was more, I was just kind of like, and everybody else agreed with me, so it was kind of all three of us were like, you want to do what? Okay. Well.
So I have a question there.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, the conflict existing, like the root of it would be like your experiences. Like, I mean, we're black people, we hate the cops. There's a lot of more like lenience towards the decision that was made, and that to me sounds like it would be an influence worth marking XP for. But it's up to you.
Yeah, my hesitation is that I didn't roll.
I think it was. I mean, I felt like it was a struggle between our two characters, and that doesn't matter. Like you didn't roll, but you set the stakes. Like it was you who kind of allowed the roll to happen. It was you who set whether the position, and you had to abide by the outcome, which was even though you didn't roll, the roll still affected you.
That is true. Okay, I've been convinced to take this.
You've been convinced to take the XP?
Please take the experience.
I will take an experience because I had an experience.
What up? Okay. So that is all of our. That's all of our experience for the last session. So let's get into today's. I am super excited because all of you are going to be picking up a new mission from a new group. Let's just start with like kind of an opener. It's it's like a Tuesday, something like that, afternoon. Everyone's hanging out. What's everybody doing? Misha, what are you up to?
So I think her day job is probably something boring, like working at a cafe as a bus person or something.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just cleaning up.
So you're hanging out at a cafe, just doing work.
Yeah.
Lauren, it looks like you have an idea.
I feel like Kit probably kicks it with Stefan. I was trying to figure out what they do to pass the time together, like playing cards or something, or like I don't know.
Could it be something super pedestrian, like going to like shopping at the grocery store, like pushing like their shopping carts along and like talking as they're grabbing things off shelves? I don't know if like that appeals to you or not, but like I don't know. Those very like simple moments.
I love that idea of those two very contrasting characters at the grocery store.
Yeah. This is matter a hair salon, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
That's pretty rad. Y'all are hanging out at the grocery store. We see our camera move from watching Jalen just do some work at the cafe, moving around, taking plates, throwing plates. It zooms in on sort of like a Walmart. It's like kind of has everything. You're in the grocery aisle. Some stuff is good, some stuff isn't. But a lot of people probably like grow locally, and to like counteract all the not so great produce that people end up getting. Our camera zooms out, and where does it zoom to, Nadja or Sean?
I feel like Ruli and Lala are like in close vicinity.
Sure.
I feel like we're probably at Skate 4, and Lala is seated somewhere sewing, because you can only like do a death drop so many times before you rip a seam somewhere. She's sewing.
Nice.
And probably like eyeing Ruli over the top of her costume.
Right.
You know you messed up when that happens.
Yeah, I think Ruli is in like a full pipe, and they're just sort of like letting the board like go back and forth. Like technically, gravity will eventually just bring you to the center, but like they kick it every once in a while, so it's kind of going. And every once in a while, they like do like an ollie or a flip, but they're clearly like not like really that into it right now. They're kind of doing it like unconsciously, just doing like little like tricks here and there. And I think they're like, so like they're in an attempt to not like make up to Lala, but like in an attempt to like stay communicating with Lala, they're asking like inane questions, like I'm just saying, if you eat a banana upside down, that's like, there's a stem on the bottom, and they're just like basically like trading inane.
And like Lala is doing that thing where she sung and she's just like,
Oh jeez. So we have the camera zoom out, and we're gonna hop on over to our map, which
Sorry.
y'all have. Actually, let me get this.
Yeah.
Put
That
a
map.
big old green check. Big old green check mark. Kaboom! Y'all cleared out the bar, did a job for them. And so where the camera zooms in next, that comes down to where y'all want to take the next job. We have the arcade, where there are the littles, the super kind of like little spy network of children running around, pickpocketing people, collecting information. They take odd jobs here and there. Nothing where they like commit violence or anything. They have like strict rules, and they have possible jobs for you. There is the clinic, where you would be getting a job from one of the clinicians. It is the closest thing we have to a hospital in the mutant safe zone, and they're very interested in making sure that they have, you know, the proper resources to take care of everyone. The community center, where all of the political activism goes down. There are a lot of people who need help in figuring out, you know, where they're going to get funding for things. People who are trying to push or pull them away from politics. And then the construction office that just takes care of the infrastructure. There's all sorts of places that need power. They need like renovation. They need to make new houses or clear out old houses so that people can live in them. All sorts of jams. So you have 4 choices.
We have a connection with one of the littles, Jesse from the Spotlight. They were the one that was like climbing up in the rafters and like adjusting the spotlights. And so they know us. There's sort of a segue there. I could also see us definitely doing like construction type work, because like we've helped build Square 4, Skate 4, and like the like Amazon shipping center that it used to be, that we've done some construction. So I could see sort of natural connections towards both of those.
Okay.
Yeah, on a more optimized note, what are our which bonus do we want next is another consideration.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the littles give us +1D on engagement rolls. The clinic gives us it costs less to do recovery. The construction office gives us a new power, and the community center gives us -1 heat after each job.
But we do have 4 heat.
That is true.
Yeah, I kind of like that one, because it seems like we have one person that likes to blow shit up and one person that wants to kill people. So we should probably
I would point out that
out.
not killing people saved us heat last time. I think
I would point out that on site means on site, period. I don't give a damn about heat. You could be coming from taking your grandma to dialysis on site.
Oh. Okay. Are y'all leaning towards -1 heat there?
what do you think, Lauren? Sorry.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think that sounds perfect.
Hold on a sec, Grandma. I need to take care of some business. All right, baby.
Die, but not yet. Let me take care of some business. So when you croak on the road,
Grandma decided to be like, just don't go out like a punk.
I'm wearing clean underwear, honey. I don't want them to find you without clean underwear.
All right. So, I completely lost where we were at. Did y'all focus in on a place? Community center.
Less heat.
It's okay. So, the camera moves away from Lala and Ruli, and then pans over to the community center. And at the community center, we see some kids playing outside. There's a kid who has like chicken feathers, and kids are just plucking them. But like the kid is laughing because every time they pull a chicken feather, a new chicken feather like grows, like immediately. And so the kids are just plucking chicken feathers and like trying to put them on stuff. You end up going through a hallway, through a door. You hear.
Does it have that like that terrible like magician effect where like they pull one and just like another one is just coming out immediately? So they're just like it's nonstop kind of. It's like a scarf pulling.
It's almost like that, yeah. To where you pull one and the next one is already growing out, and it's like, and it doesn't cause the kid any pain. They're just like.
And the feathers don't just like disappear or anything, right? So you could like literally like pull it up.
Infinite feather generator. It's good.
Yeah.
Pillow. Or
open up a pillow business. Yeah.
There we go.
And you're just like, you walk up into the middle of a warehouse, just disrobe, and just say, pluck me. There it is.
You know how many
For 8
feathers it takes
hours.
to fill up like a whole mattress, a whole duvet?
Yeah, basic. That's renewable energy.
that's what I'm saying. We got a
Yeah.
renewable resource here.
And
This kid is the secret to the future.
Anyway,
So, you end up going down a hallway. You hear like telephones ringing. You see posters all up and down the walls. There are offices. There's a space where there are a bunch of like beds, like bunk beds. There's people pouring coffee, and you can see that there's obviously like some homeless people who are here and being taken care of. There's an area where there's like an after-school program, and a lot of really cool stuff is going on in here. But if you don't know where you're going, it can be really confusing. And we get one voice starts to stand out amongst the rest as we pan into an office. And in this office, it's a little messy. There are like tubs of like children's toys, and there are a bunch of files that are like being sorted and whatnot. But the top of the desk is fairly clean, and you see Malik. Malik is about 5'4", made of like red stone, kind of like the Thing. Is that the Thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Thing. Made of like red stone, but in between like each stone, it's like this this layer of. It looks like lava, like hot lava, but it's not hot at all. They're just very shiny.
Golematic.
Yeah, very much looks like a golem, like a tiny golem. And but Malik, like there are spots where there's like human sort of skin in kind of like in the joints. And so Malik is on the phone and is just yelling, and they turn around and they have like a landline, and they're just yelling like, no, we were supposed to have our candidate loaded up by now, like completely secured and everything taken care of. Like we did this 6 months ago. Y'all can't be doing this to us now. And this conversation goes on, and Malik gets furious and slams the phone and takes a moment, picks up their cell phone and makes a phone call. And I want to say, Jaylyn, your phone starts to ring.
Hello?
we zoom in.
I assume I recognize the number.
Yeah, it's on your phone. It says Malik.
So,
Jalen, I got a little bit of a problem, and word has been going around that you've been taking care of some problems recently. There's some people that I might need some help from, and maybe you could. Yeah, it would be like, it's kind of like a last resort here. I definitely need your help.
I would be more than happy to help, of course.
What's the physical proximity here? Are you like walking in and like hearing each other talking as you're like are we like far away, or is this like oh we're like on the phone, but like we can also like
no. Jalen is at the
still at the cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool. So you were describing the scene, but we were not present.
Correct.
Got it.
So we zoom out. Y'all schedule a meeting to meet up later. All of you decide to join up, and you meet Malik actually a few blocks away and behind where the community center is. Like, it's one of those things that once you get behind those buildings, it's just a bunch of trash, and there's dumpsters, and that's where like the truck usually would come through to pick up like large amounts of trash. So there's just like this trash highway almost, and Malik is chilling back there, and we zoom in, and he says to you all, we can keep this confidential, right? All of you, like, this is, I know that y'all are like a rough and tumble group, and I don't really know how y'all work, but I have something important that it's important for all of us. But I need to know that if I tell all of you this, that you can keep the information safe.
Yeah, we're real good about keeping quiet about things. And like really kind of like looks out of the corner of their eye. Like Jalen was the one who was like brought here. So I'm like, I mean, if you'll vouch for us, Jalen, like I think we're pretty keep things on the down low.
Yeah. Whatever we can do, man. Whatever.
Okay. Well, there's a problem. Humans are trying to do us dirty, honestly. And about 6 months ago, we had a candidate for, I guess I'll leave out the detail, but a candidate for a government position, local government. And we had to pay a certain amount of fees. We had to process paperwork. They kept giving us the runaround, saying that once you file this, then you have to file that, and etc. But we got it all done, and we made sure that everything was signed, sealed, delivered, triple checked again. You know how they can be. And they accepted it, plain and clear. We got the letter of acceptance. But I just got a phone call that apparently they found a loophole or something. They're really just trying to do us dirty. I don't think they even have a foot to stand on. But the actual time that votes are going to be happening, that's going to be pretty soon. And I don't think that we can get this resolved before it's taken care of. So we might just not have a candidate at all. So the only thing that I thought I could do is, there's a government building where they keep all of their files, and we're pretty sure that there's a group of, we know there's a group of purists that work in local government, and they keep blocking us from all of these opportunities to move forward. So what we really need is a group that can break in. There's a particular document that will be able to nullify what they're trying to do. It's a B1C6A. If one of y'all could write that down, hopefully. And that file, if it is signed both by the opposing candidate and our candidate, it is the most legally binding document that will allow us to for them to compete. Nothing else will be able to stand in the way. It's basically saying I waive every necessary piece of document and everything. It's basically saying I can challenge anyone. Anyone can challenge me. It's the #1 headband of legal documents.
And we already have assigned one of these somewhere?
We don't have one signed. That's where it gets even more complicated. We know that this government employee, his name is Ben Stander. And the reason that we're pushing so hard against him is that he's a purist. And the purists have their meetings talking about, and we've worked with the Owls and they've told us some of this information, but this particular group talks politics inside of the same building, maybe on a basement level, maybe on a terrace, we're not really sure. They might move around. And we're trying to figure out how we could get him to sign. And the only way I think that we can have that happen is with your help, if you get my drift.
So the document is not, that's just a form. You can go to we can go pick up a copy of it. It's getting to sign it. That's the hard part, right?
The document itself, they're withholding from public record. You can't go get a copy.
Huh.
So first we have to steal, find, procure, manufacture, somehow acquire a copy, and then get him to get Ben Stander to sign it.
They are holding copies in that building. Definitely. Because there isn't just one, like the official one document, there have to be copies all over the place in case of emergencies. So it's in the building, and so will be Ben. Shit Stander. And if you can get him to sign it through whatever means I don't want to know about.
Does the signing have to be witnessed?
We already have a notary to be able to take care of everything. They're playing dirty, we can play a little dirty back.
I'm just saying, does it actually have to be his signature, or does it just have to look like his signature?
We need to have this to be legitimate as possible.
Here's the thing. If we forge his signature or, I don't know, convince him to sign it under duress, he can just say, I didn't do that, or they forced me to do it. Like, he has to know he's signing it. If
he does.
Whether he's terrified to say that he didn't want to sign it and he did anyways is immaterial. But
here's the thing. If this is a good situation for us. If he says that he was forced to sign it or that he was terrified into signing it, he's going to lose a lot of his political standing. He's supposed to be this big, tough guy, super anti-mutant, keeping mutants out of politics. If he says that he was intimidated and afraid of a mutant who was challenging him to a political voting opportunity, he loses a lot of standing, and that helps us anyway. The vote would be withheld for a while, and then we'd have time to get the other documents sorted, or even this one even. One way or the other, you bringing this document to him would help us a lot.
Hypothetically, if he were to sign it and then say, pass on,
Sorry.
or be otherwise unavailable to gainsay his own signature and it's notarized. Shit, what if he couldn't even run?
If he couldn't run, as awesome as that sounds to me, we would be the first targets.
Okay, so what if it wasn't so much that he couldn't run, so much as he chooses not to run?
But the form...
That's worse as well. We need to have a public victory where we outvote basically these racists, so that people can see us taking them on in politics the right way.
Yeah, I'm about this. If Shitstander is really so confident that everybody hates mutants, I don't know why he wouldn't sign it in the first place. If he doesn't think we have a chance to win, this is his chance to prove it. I think we could convince him to sign it. I think we could goad him into signing it. I bet we could piss him off so much that he wants to try and take us down and make us look like idiots and show us once and for all that mutants will never be in politics and that will never be accepted. I bet we could get him to do it and be excited about it. He thinks that...
However y'all want to do it, I don't want to hear about it. Are you taking it or not?
Oh, yeah. And then really realizes that they should probably check with the rest.
He looks at all of you and gives you a nod, and then just ditches. And y'all can continue. He just doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to know shit.
He doesn't want to hear about.
Oh, that'll be later. So, we zoom out. Y'all get to decide how you want to go about it. You can have a general plan, and then we can go through the engagement rule.
Yeah.
Goading him into signing.
I think we need more leverage than just that. I don't think we can just walk up and be like, "You're a chicken." I mean, as much as it's kind of cool if you're a chicken and your feathers keep growing. I mean, that's pretty sweet. But that's probably not enough. I think we probably need dirt on him. I think we need to do something to piss him off, threaten to blackmail him, threaten to expose something about him. I mean, if he's a shitbag purist, I'm sure he's got skeletons in his closet. And then I bet if we had something scary, we could use that as a bargaining chip to have some stakes, have some reason for him to sign it.
So, setting question. Purists are obviously not so socially unacceptable that just being a purist is good enough. Dirt.
Oh no, that's
no.
Yeah.
It's like Nazis today. Just being a Nazi doesn't seem to be enough.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to gauge where we were in this progression of fuckery.
In the setting, for a little bit of background on it, the purists are a lot of people disagree with the purists just flat out, but it's one of those things where if there was mutant danger and a known purist took care of it, people would be like, weigh in the scales. That's how it is.
They want to defeat the purists in the marketplace of ideas.
Yeah. So
okay.
We get some dirt, try and have a little bit more leverage. Being a purist is kind of just and we kind of all know he's kind of running on that platform.
There's a few of those in Congress right now. Let's be real.
Right.
I made this game for a reason.
Hygiene.
Right. But with notable exceptions, most of them can be embarrassed some way or another.
You can find
the administration has no shame.
I know. That's the exception, right? But
we would have to find dirt not about their political views, but about like something else. Like if they secretly consumed like fetish mutant porn or something.
Yeah.
I will give you. Would y'all like a little bit of like background of like what platform he's standing on?
Yeah. Let's gather information.
We're gonna stake this guy out for a bit, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just do like y'all can contact your friends, off your sheets and see like who you'd want to talk to and get like some information from, and talk about his.
I'm calling Stefan's punk ass.
It totally feels like it might be a Brandon thing.
Wait, what's Brandon's?
Brandon's a sex worker.
Oh, Brandon is probably very up to date on politics.
Yeah.
It do be like that.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Lauren? You got any feels?
Oh God, mine sounds very tame in comparison. I was like, maybe my mother serves his coffee. Like that's regular. Like she works at the regular spot that the like politicians hang out at near the offices there. But I was like, oh, it's sex worker.
Your mother is human, right?
Yes, mother is human. Yeah.
Could be good.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, low level gossip. People talk to servers or around servers that they wouldn't necessarily say around people that they think that they're peers. People say the dumbest shit around people that they are serving them, you know.
Yeah, when they don't think anyone's paying attention.
Yeah, or to anyone who counts.
I think Ruli's only contact would be Luke, their old dorm mate at GIT. I'm gonna say I think Luke was a poli-sci major. I think Luke probably knows about politics. Luke is also Ruli's enemy, because Ruli became a mutant while they were living together and freaked Luke the hell out, and they never really like sorted that shit out. I don't know. I don't want to say that Luke is necessarily like hates all mutants. I think Luke just felt very betrayed and confused by Ruli. I don't think we ever like got to the point in our relationship where I figured out if it was an ideological thing or a personal thing. But I kind of intentionally want to leave that uncertain to see what like is Luke redeemable, or are they, you know, is it just a personal thing I don't like? Because you can just not like Ruli. That's okay. I mean, there's people here who don't like Ruli.
So I think if you have a person you want to jump into a conversation with, y'all can decide if you want like use zoom in and zoom out, or if you want to have like a in-character conversation, if you just want to do some roles and talk about it. We're gonna go down the line. Nadja.
Yeah. So I think any situation with Lala and Stefan is per force zoomed in, because that's how they both are. So yeah, I think Brenda. I will never forget. Lala steps into spotlight. I also want to side note, we missed an opportunity to name it Flashlight, because that would have been like
Flashlight.
That would have been the shit right there, but it's not.
I mean, that could be Stefan's stage name. I'm just saying.
We can rename the place. We don't have to be hard stuck.
Yeah.
I was like,
is everyone down with Flashlight?
Every time you say Spotlight, I'm like, Neon Light, though. Yeah, that's the jam.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lala comes in. I think her accessory on this day is one of those like masquerade masks on a stick. You know, the ones that you can like put in front of your face and they're not tied there. So I think she walks in and she's twirling one of those, and kind of peers around for Stefan, who's always like, I don't know, probably posted up somewhere scenic.
He's always around. Okay.
And she just walks up to Stefan and stops. Stefan.
On site?
Unfortunately, not today. I have business with you.
Ah, Lala. Didn't know who I was speaking with.
Yes. Of course. trust me, I wouldn't announce myself if I were on site. I have a question for you about Ben Stander. And you are the sort of person that brokers in information and you owe me.
We zoom out and we see the two of you talking, and of course you have the mask on. It's very tense. There's just kind of the electricity going, the anime electricity between the two of you. And Stefan actually has like a lot of papers out and folders, and Stefan always has their laptop just like typing away. It's like a Apple iPad 10,000 or something, and they're typing away, and you see on like you look and see that, and that some of the political stuff that is going on is actually on Stefan's screen. And zoom back in, Stefan looks and goes, "There's been a good deal of talk about what happened yesterday, and word spreads quickly on the wire."
Of course. And as that is your business, you probably already know everything I need to know. And since our goals are ultimately the same.
Roll sway, because he is your rival.
Okay.
And it's going to be risky standard.
Just like me. Can I take a dive for having just blown up a whole facility on Stefan's behalf?
Yeah, that's fair.
Sweet. Risky standard. 1 bonus die. Don't fuck me on the lip. Tell me.
It is.
6.
Nice.
Nice. So, Luke.
Stefan.
Stefan. I read Luke.
Luke trash. We ain't talking to Luke.
Luke trash. Stefan swivels. He just moves his computer. Oh wait, they. Stefan. They them pronouns.
Stefan is the thing.
Boom. They like swivel their laptop a little bit to face you, and then as they're talking, like grab like a few papers and goes, there's a little picture of Stander, and it's like it's the equivalent of like the Washington Post, so it's kind of trash, like mostly trash.
Right.
And they're like, "Is Stander the next competitive?" Blah, 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 you know. They're doing like an op-ed. And it's like, you should be doing an op-ed on the other person. But anyways, Stefan hands you like some papers and is like, "This trash fire has been running on the platform that humans need to be less involved, of course, with mutant kind, and so allocating less of the state taxes to the infrastructure, etc. We would lose the small percentage of funding, state funding that we get anyways, which is already pennies. On top of that, being that he is I'll just call them filth. He's one of the filth, and has many filthy friends who I believe his real goal is to play the long game, move more of his filthy friends into filthy positions, and slowly sweep us away.
Fascinating.
Yes.
Do you have... That's all publicly available. While I appreciate you summarizing it for me, I could have Googled that. Do you have anything less publicly available that you have access to?
Oh la la. So predictable. The third page that I gave you there. And
Flip.
so there's like summaries of stuff and like names of the people that he's associated with, like a good network of stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
And on the third page though, it is like, here is all of the dirt on this person. And
Dirt.
Stefan apparently is a part of some internet network thing because he knows things that, you know, you got a 6, so he knows some things. Stefan ends up giving you a document that has like he has had sexual relations with mutants before, and there's like photo and video from like 3 years ago.
Oh Lord, not the sex tape. Oh no.
Yeah, he has like a sex tape. There's like you have a list of some transactions, some embarrassing transactions. One's what did he get? I'll leave this to y'all. What embarrassing transactions has like that kind of changed your your public perception? Maybe like he bought like 16 dildos, you know, like some miraculous number.
But we have a Steam receipt. Actually, we just have his Steam profile. And he plays a lot of like tentacle porn visual novels, like hours of it logged.
Yeah.
Because he likes the mutant D. So he's like, yes, tentacle porn. No one must know of this. Except me and Valve, apparently.
I think he should also have one thing that's like just like a non-sexual, like just weird thing that would make people feel weird about him. That's like sort of innocent, but like just socially unacceptable. Like he's really into Furbies or something something like that.
Furbies
Collects antique porcelain dolls.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, that's good.
Because that's great because he has like a very like macho aggressive like thing.
Cabbage Patch Kids.
Challenging his
The sirens were like, not the Cabbage Patch.
Yeah. Hey,
we gotta save him. The 90s never died.
That was the 80s.
90s definitely.
Yeah, please.
90s was Beanie Babies, and he has a basement full of those motherfuckers too.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good.
So he just collects, like he's a collector of like different dolls and toys, but they're all like traditionally feminine, which counters a lot of his like heavy like toxic masculinity that a lot of like the human guys who, you know, live out in the boonies are like, yeah, and all the human ladies who live out in the boonies are like, oh, what a man, or whatever, you know. I don't know how boonies women think. I don't know how boonies dudes think. I don't know. Anyway, so
We fuck's not with them.
sorry for all of our boonies not
Oh,
one
yeah,
of those two genders
really?
people.
Feel free to give
They're
us
so
any
cool.
insight if you have it to share, right?
Yeah. Down in the
Gosh,
swamp. So
yeah, I think Lala is reading over this third page with her mask over her face, and you just see her eyebrows like arch over the top of the mask as she gets further and further down the page.
it's like an elevator. Just,
Yeah, I'm like, oh my.
I've seen it all. Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
GG, Stefan.
You want to zoom back in and
No, we
Sure,
can
seen it.
we can zoom out on the eyebrow climb.
all right. All right. So, does anybody else want to talk to their like connections and whatnot?
I mean, like, I'm interested in it, but also I think Lala like got what we needed, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
that was
don't
the-
feel like there's
we
a
got the
need to
6.
like dig up more at this point.
And if you're interested, we could just do like, if you just want to talk to the person, like, take this as an opportunity to talk to someone.
Yeah. Yeah, I was envisioning really sitting outside the flashlight as this is happening, and they're on their phone and they're DMing Luke, and like the first thing to see is like, are we still friends? Like, did they think to unfriend / block me or not? And like, I think that's like the very first thing, because if we're still friends, like I'm gonna DM them or DM him and be like, hey, what's up? And see if there's a response.
Do you think it is more interesting, everyone, if you are blocked and you have to go see that person in person, or if they're not blocked and you talk through DMs first?
I like you got ghosted and then you show up. I'm like, oh, so you ain't gonna DM me no more? Okay.
Yeah, you're not blocked, but
Not
you're not
blocked,
friended either.
but I've been muted.
Yeah, or just
Yeah.
unfriended completely, you know.
Right.
Because we could start with a low scale, like just texting basically, or we could go to you walk into the Starbucks.
Yeah, I think I just want that piece of it, honestly, right now. So it's like I go on Twitter and I'm like, fuck, and then I go on like, it's 2044. So no, what's the year?
Yeah, it's 2044.
2044. Okay, so I go on like Twitcher, and like
Twitcher, no,
and like, and I'm like, you know, and then I think it comes down to like sending a text, you know, that, I mean, ostensibly my number could be blocked, right? But like it's a way to get through, and then just sitting there, and if it's okay, tell me if I'm narrating too much, but like I see the little 3 little dots, and I see the little 3 little dots, and I see the little 3 little dots, and then nothing.
Yeah.
Like no response, and I wait like the whole time Lala's in there. I'm like waiting. And when she comes out, I just like, and I just shove my phone like kind of in a fold. I think Ruli has like pockets in their fur. I'm getting a real like Totoro vibe off of Ruli right now. So like, and just like,
now I'm 110%.
That's that marsupial swag.
Yeah, she like slides the phone in, super frustrated. With no response. Like, well, I got nothing.
That's fine because I have everything. Let's go. She just walks past.
Like everything? Like
Jalen, I got some shit I wish I hadn't seen. That's how much shit I got.
Oh. Is he that kinky?
She just keeps walking.
Oh.
We don't speak of this in the streets.
We're not gonna have sleep with him, right?
I think that's a good place to zoom out.
Ruli's like face like
Let's just not answer that question. All right, so we zoom out and time passes. Y'all go to like your hideout, prep the things that you gotta prep, which will be all the stuff in the flashbacks, whatever it happens to be, whatever things you happen to be carrying, etc. And let us do. Hey, Sean.
I think what?
What did the romaine lettuce say to the priest?
Let us pray.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're just gonna go with the worst possible joke I could.
How dare you dad joke on a dad like you're not gonna know.
I was gonna
dad.
say like, come on now.
Like, ooh.
I got my dad jokes, DC. Like I'm on those.
I mean, you are a dad, so I could never hope to defeat you.
Well, I mean,
You're like the
you would
Goku of
just
dads.
make me more dadderly. If
Goku of dads.
you would just
Goku was a terrible father.
No, the Goku of dad jokes. The equivalent power
okay.
of Goku.
right. Like if you told me a dad joke that I didn't know, now I would just know one more dad joke. So even if you destroyed me,
It's
you'd
making me
make
more
me
powerful.
a bigger
You're the
dad.
fucking Kid Boo of dad jokes.
I admit,
Like I knew the answer to that one as you said, Romaine. I was like, okay, yep. I'm waiting for Let Us Pray.
Okay.
I admit, I often tell my husband horrible jokes just to see the like half disappointed, half proud face at how horrible that joke is.
Karen and I both independently wrote our vows. We didn't read each other's, and we both independently included loving her horrible puns in our vows. I'm about it.
Meant to be.
Yes.
All right, let's roll on our engagements and check out where we will get dice. So we can just count out the 1 dice for sheer luck because you get -1 dice.
Yeah.
So let's just roll through our advantages and disadvantages. Is the operation particularly bold or daring? I would
Let's
say
spec it out real quick. It's break in, steal the document, blackmail the guy into signing it, or goad him into signing it, right? That's our general plan?
That sounds pretty daring.
Yeah,
I think so.
That's some dick in your heart shit to do right there.
because on top of this, you are breaking into like a purist like meeting place.
Also, government facility.
Right.
Curious
Ostensibly
how-
government facility.
Message. No,
Right. Jesus Christ.
God damn, I can't play role-playing games. It all just bleeds out of me. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
Beanie Babies, yes.
That is a lot of
Yeah.
exposing vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
She had two.
You tell me, Jeff. Just, we're losing shade.
Hit him right in the Beanie Babies.
Man, I have seen some scary ass porcelain dolls. My mom had a store, and we had them, and like, oh, they were creepy. We called one Satan baby. She was just terrifying.
I have an aunt who collects them, who collects dolls, and so like she keeps them all in the guest room, and so you're trying to sleep, and there's these dolls just staring at you.
They do that shit on purpose. I can't.
Yeah,
They gotta do that shit on
how you
purpose.
keep people from spitting
Are
the
you gonna
night
sleep in my
Sleep
house?
in my. death
creepy
room.
ass doll room. That's what this
Yeah,
is.
exactly. Well,
All right. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight? We got that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are there any other elements that you want to consider? A higher tier target will give you -1d. I don't think this is like a higher. To me, it doesn't feel like it's someone that's.
Yeah, it doesn't feel well. We're not going after like in the last one. We were going after an organization. This is really just going after like we're not trying to take down the purists. We're just trying to take down this one fucker.
Mhm.
Right. That feels fair.
I think though, the negative question. Are you going to go back through on the negative questions? The ones that take down
Yes.
a D because there's also okay.
Right now we are at 2 dice.
I think we're at 3. Bold and daring, explosive vulnerability, help from friends and contacts.
Yes, 3. Okay. So, is the operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
It is complex. I don't know how we could make it less complex, but it's kind of like it's 2 scores. It's
Yeah.
first break in and steal the thing, which we could get caught. We could get, and even it like, and that alone, if we failed, like really prevents us from even doing the second part at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's convince him to do it. So I don't know. Naj would probably be mad at me, but I think it is complex.
I think it's complex.
Yeah. I mean, figuring out how to get them to sign that thing sounds tough to me. Does that
Yeah.
sound fair to you, Lauren? Red.
Yeah, definitely.
So, is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations?
I feel like they aren't, because if like their twitch was that easy, or their what to call it was that easy to get to, they aren't particularly defended here.
Right, like they have these public records that they don't even know exist because they don't understand that everything on the internet is kept and archived and easy to find.
This person is not terribly savvy.
So like Stefan did do like a little magic to get some fairly difficult stuff to get, but it's not like they're not like specially prepared or don't have special defenses.
Yeah.
Seems like they're typically defended against
multiple aliases or anything. Or we're particularly sneaky about hiding this.
Yeah. So, are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? I wouldn't say. Let's see. No, not like y'all's
because I'm a glutton for punishment. When Luke ghosted me, would they have responded if I was like, "Hey, let's say I said I'm trying to get some information on Ben Stander," like in the text? Would they have done anything to, like, warn him? I'm just
honestly, that's something that is kind of up to you. Is Luke that far into, because he's basically an open racist? Is that something that Luke wants to defend or not?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say we'll keep that relationship possible.
Cool. So I think y'all.
Who's their campaign manager?
Pop. Y'all have maybe a higher tier target will give you -1 dice. I don't think so here. So you have 2 dice to roll for engagement.
Yay.
Luke's campaign manager.
So let's take a look. Engagement roll. Activate.
Woo!
5 and a 6. Dang, y'all.
Damn.
Doing good. So, you get a good result. You'll be in a controlled position when the action starts. I think that this is an awesome time to take a break. Since we're only going to run about 3 hours, we're almost to the halfway point.
Okay.
I think I want to keep up the strange tradition of keeping us unmuted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, we can mute ourselves.
Shit.
All right, y'all. So we'll be back in 5 to 10. Everybody, drink some water, stretch, use the bathroom, grab a snack, whatever you got to do. We'll be back in a little bit, and of course, you can talk with whoever's here to talk with.
Nice.
See you in a little bit.
All right, chat. Everybody got up, so it's just you and me. First of all, Luke ain't shit. I strongly believe this in my heart. Really needs to stop stressing over that man, stop sweating him, take him to the curb. Ruli could do better, even though Ruli is kind of a punk ass, but you know. Go tell Ruli I said that. Whatever, Luke trash. Ruli just can't see it yet. Just be our little secret, except this isn't even my channel, so. Don't be narcs, DC chat. Oh, fuck. Ruli's coming back. Oh, nah. Ruli was just setting something on the table. We good. We Gucci.
There you go.
Snitches do get stitches, though. Hello, Sean.
I don't think those two things are related. I think you're just responding to chat and then saying hi to me.
Of course.
But yes, as they should.
On site. It's right there in the name.
I realized, like, as soon as DC made the role, I totally should have had Luke like be the campaign manager, because my ex-friend being in the middle of this just would complicate it all of us. It's like, this is why you should not be the author of your own adversity. It's why you should not like ask a player to be like, is this, a problem? I think I don't know. I'm not good at deciding those things when they're applying to me.
I always make a bigger mess for myself.
Yeah, that's smart. It's the right move. It's a smart play.
I'm like, I may be a dumpster fire, but am I yet a dumpster fire rolling downhill? No. All right.
Worse.
Let's escalate. Always escalate, chat. That's how you win at role-playing games.
Yep.
And fuck Hera too, by the way.
Fuck Hera. Oh, that was so good. That was like the best part of that entire adventure, was just being like, oh, and also fuck all of it. Throwing it away out of spite.
Yep. Spent many, many hours on that island just to get the pillar and throw it back in the ocean.
Pulled it all the way out of the sea and then chucked it in.
His hair was being a heifer. Quoth Hagne, you fuck on me? No. Drummer boy, hi. Drummer boy is OG.
Is that Drummer Boy like the person who makes music, Drummer Boy?
Indeed it is.
What the fuck? Yeah. They good. You good. You're hella welcome. Your work is fantastic.
Oh my lord, I have discovered a shitpost that I need to make.
There's a shitpost that is unmade.
It's unmade. I'm spending some time in paint.
Oh, good.
Oh, I gotta like retweet the tweet and be like, hey, we're still going.
You're still doing this thing?
Still doing it.
We in here. We out here.
I think that was the last dad joke I said to my husband.
returning from break.
Are we though?
To enter the second half of episode 2. Things are getting exciting. Oh wait, I have to say like, come watch. Oh, since we're on break, I can say thank you for the raid. What's up, Cherry
Nice.
Ray? The homie. I'm hecka glad now you get to watch the game.
I lost the thread there.
God dang it, get out of there. We just waiting on Lauren. Oh, I see a shadow. Could it be
So Lauren,
the greatest Lauren to ever exist as that specific person?
Finish my shit post.
Perfect timing. As
I
we
know.
are coming right back with our faces. Oh, what? Did I break it? What the heck?
Uh-oh.
what's up?
Something strange is happening. On my edit page, it has all of our faces. And on live, it does
Where's our faces?
not. What just happened? Oh, you know what? Maybe... Wait, that's so strange. I'm gonna try this real quick. Yeah, they're all gone. What is going on?
What?
I'm gonna try this. Okay, it fixed it. Nobody type in the in the chat thing. In the Zoom chat. It breaks everything.
How curious. Okay.
I have
refuse
no
to
idea
not
why.
break it.
Nobody typed in Zoom chat. Oh, don't view Zoom chat. I can see that. Yeah, good times.
Okay, so we are back. And I am super interested to see what we do as we jump into this adventure. The group decided, before we went on break, that they are going to find and challenge Ben Stander, the fairly regular garden variety
Back job.
palatable racist that has stood up to has pressured their mutant opponent. I'm gonna say, you know what, just to put some extra spice on it to motivate you all, her name is Janelle Moner. Now you have personal, it's personal now.
It's very personal now.
She is Janelle Moner.
How dare they put my queen in an election?
Well, she's gonna win if she can get to
If
the
she
fight.
doesn't.
I'm just saying it's divine right for a reason. But wait.
So that's why we know that she'll win if she gets the opportunity. So they have to find a particular document that basically says this particular opponent can challenge me without having to do any of the government yada yada.
Right.
And,
The B1C6A.
The
form.
B1C6A form.
Yeah.
And the complicated part, though, is that Ben Stander has to sign it himself.
Yep.
Has
Without
to be
witnesses, though.
legitimate.
He has to be his signature, but we don't necessarily need. Like, we could, right? Or do we need to have it?
We have a notary on the take.
Yeah, you got. It doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be. People don't have to be around.
Cool.
He has to sign and do all the yada yada, but it's all good. So, the complication here is that Ben Stander hangs out in the government building where he works, which is the same place where these documents can be found. And this particular document can be found, and all of the copies have been taken away from, stripped down from the internet, taken away from public record, or being accessed in public record.
Right.
And the purists have meetings. This particular offset of the purists, that is the government-focused purist group, they have meetings in this building at night. On the night that our group is about to take their adventure on.
Nice.
So, for Janelle Moner, we're going to jump into it. Y'all rolled your engagement roll, and you're going to get a controlled position to start. So, I would say, where would y'all be? I'd say you're in the building. You've successfully made it inside stealthily. No one knows that you're around.
Right. What time of day are we right now? This is after hours?
It's night.
Cool.
Mutants in the night.
Mutants in the night. Right. That
I
was
make
just a
all
setup
my
for you,
jobs
dude.
at
I was just setting it up so you could spike it.
Every job has to be at night in my game. People could do daytimes in theirs. No. I named this shit. So y'all are inside this. It's a like 3-story hall. It's an old Georgia building, so it has like the wooden what are those borders called on railing? It has wooden railing, and it's definitely really old, but it's been taken care of and preserved. And there are pictures of famous human political people from the last 200 years or something. And there are it looks kind of like a library as well. There's some places with some old computers. Looks kind of like an office / library. And the first, what do y'all think that the first challenge you would run into would be as you explore this place?
Finding the document, unless we have it already.
Yeah.
'Cause that's step one.
Yep. Can't make him sign what we don't have.
For sure. So I would say, are y'all using a computer to find it? Are you?
I feel, I don't know, it was too
situation.
old school, but I imagine us flashlight in the mouth, flipping through files and stuff like that, because it's a physical file. So I imagine it's opening up filing cabinets and flipping through file folders and things like that.
Rad. This
I take
feels
the drawer
like.
with B.
Oh,
What's that?
I take the drawer with B.
The drawer with B. Yeah. Nice.
Fair. So I think that this would be a group. I want to say a group's.
Survey? Study?
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's
Hunt?
somewhere between survey, study, and hunt. Okay, I feel like hunt is the most because
Yeah.
you're hunting a target. But it's,
does this follow the same? Do you follow the same rule as Blades, where the players say what action they do, and then you base the position and effect off of that? Should we describe what we do, or do you set the action as the facilitator?
I still set all the stuffs, but you choose from what y'all have said. It feels like this is a hunt.
Cool.
And it feels like a group action.
Yeah. I like stress, so I'll lead this group action.
All right.
Okie dokie.
Because I know I'm going to cause whoever's leading it stress, so it might as well be me.
For
That's
sure.
roll
And
them
this
up.
is-
What's our position and effect?
This is controlled standard.
Cool.
All right.
Lala just got her nails done and she's kind of like picking through the files, but like not really.
Kit hits a 5.
I roll 20 is just being like a butt.
Yeah.
I got a 4. Nice.
Nice.
All right, so we're
And Jaylin,
Trying.
a 2 and a 4. So the 5 is the highest.
all right. So I think I only take 1 stress then. I'm only taking stress from
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
only one of. Hey, nice going.
Good job.
Good work, team.
Wait,
What?
question. I hate to be the person to say it, but Jaylin rolled a study, y'all.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Sorry, my bad.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Here we go.
I suck at this still. Give me a second.
No worries.
Dun.
Live your best life, but my
Yeah, we got a Hacha.
Okay.
A 4. Okay. So still
Okay.
still no
Cool.
stress.
No difference.
No, yeah, no change.
Whew. So, y'all got a 5. Pretty good situation here. Who actually got the 5? It was Kit.
Yeah.
You're furiously funneling through all of these documents, and
Oh yeah, but it makes no sound.
Dig
you
it.
could go like and nothing.
Yeah.
And you find, instead of a copy, you find the original document, which you can't use, but you can copy it.
Why is it like what's like it's the original?
Yeah, it's the original
Okay.
copy. I suppose you could use it.
Yeah, and I was like, what would happen if we did?
I mean, you're being kind of criminally anyways. I guess you could just use it. Well, you shouldn't use it. Like he told you to like get a copy specifically.
Right.
But
Fine.
I mean, I personally would say that there would be no negative impacts, or you know what? There might be like a fortune roll later. If there's a particular moment where I feel like that could be involved, based on what happens next, there will be a fortune roll. If you go get a copy, or if you make a copy, there will not be a fortune roll.
Right.
I say we make a copy, but
Well,
we keep
we're in a government office, right? Like, there's got to be a copy machine around here somewhere. Like, this
You've
can't
seen
be
a
that
bunch.
hard.
Are they still using those like big ass brick copy machines?
Yes, they are.
it.
It's been 30 years and nothing has changed.
Nothing
Nice.
has changed. I mean, it's the government, so
Yeah. So, y'all can make a copy, but if you make a copy, it is going to make noise.
Yeah.
I am going to... You know what? I can do this because of the power of magic. Oh, you can only make squares?
Together.
I'm a freehand. Watch me work.
Do
Hey,
it.
no, that's horrible. Hacha. I'm left-handed. I'm gonna work so hard to get this circle. Here we go. Just
you know there's a keyboard shortcut for that.
there is.
I think it's hold on, let me see. That's where Alt.
Even if you make one, then I could just use it from there.
Oh, okay. Well, that is a circle.
It's a cycle. Okay.
Nice.
So I'm gonna use the polygon line feature. Roll 20. Pay me. And I'm gonna cut this up into Oh no, not like that. Into an X-Men clock. Nope, I didn't want to. I already had one there. This was my start point.
Are you making a clock? I could have made a smaller circle.
No, this is fine. Why? Why are you doing this? You know, if I hit something else and then I come back, it'll let me do the thing. Here, it'll be pink, sure. No, I want it to be the same color. This is a 4-section clock. Cool. You will fill out one of these sections of a clock if it is heard. You're making noise. So,
Okay.
y'all can copy. You can. Well, what do you want to do? Tell me your actions. Tell me.
Yeah, like I think we got it. And is the photocopier? It's in the office, right? I think it's like peek around, look to see if there's any janitors, look to see if anyone's going, and then slip it in and make a hit the button, make a copy.
Also, I would like to point out. Oh, maybe you were going to point out this thing, but it doesn't have to make noise, guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Smart.
I could like sit on it or something, and
that's how you make it work.
Yeah. You can't sit on it. Like you can use an ability.
Yeah,
right. Like
covers,
that's how you.
You clearly
like,
have not been in an
small-
office with a copy maker after hours. You could totally.
No, my character was like, "What is this machine?" She's the youngest of this group.
No, plank on that motherfucker. Let's go.
That's how it works.
Planking came back in 2031. So, y'all can make a copy. Are you going to... Oh my god, this is amazing. I didn't see this picture. Are you going to use an ability?
Yeah, are you using your silence ability to make sure that it doesn't make any noise?
Yeah, I would love to use reticent, so I could use my power to become inaudible. Every sound within a few feet of you is nullified.
Coolio. Okay, so mark 1 on your flare clock. And can you actually click the little bell thing so it shows up in the thing? I just like it.
Oh, sweet.
That bell thing is sweet.
For reticent, you hit the...
Oh, I see.
Yeah, just so people can read the...
There we go.
Yay. So, y'all make a copy. I would be making noises right now, but there's none.
But there's light. There's a little like...
Yes. There is light. I am going to roll... How about... You know what? I want to do something interesting.
Do it.
Yeah. Yeah, this sounds fun. Anyone can make a survey roll. This is to keep an eye out while this thing is running, because there is still light, and it's dark as hell in there.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to roll for the clock, basically, to see if someone sees the light going. So if you have a higher survey, then you can like stop it, like do whatever needs to be done. I'll say that you successfully, like this person doesn't catch the light. If the survey roll, if the fate dice roll higher, then they see it, and we're gonna mark 1 on the clock.
Is this risky? Is it?
So technically, your position and effect wouldn't matter.
Yeah, just call it a fortune roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a fortune roll. So roll your fortunes versus... I'm gonna do... And all of you can do it. Except for Lauren. You're kind of concentrating on something right now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give 3d6. I'm gonna roll last.
I'm gonna push myself
Roll to survey. And we all have to do this?
I think it's we all can.
Better if you do.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you spot the danger?
There's not really a downside to.
I'm sorry, is this risky standard?
Fortune.
That's fortune roll.
Lovely. Okay, never mind.
So, Misha, there's a roll fortune button
Oh, hey, that's an option.
down there. Oh, y'all rolled survey. It's.
You told us to roll survey.
Yeah.
Oh, I
You
did,
can
didn't I?
also with the fortune option.
I am
when you
silly. No, forgive me.
Okay.
So.
I mean, we could roll something else. That'd be great.
Let's
Let's run it back. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's roll something besides this terrible.
2 5s and a 3. So we have.
You have beat us.
Yes. Yeah. So. At this point. Oh god damn it. Let me use the same color. Swirly, swirly, swirl. That one's filled.
Swirly, swirl.
I mean, that's how you do it.
That's how I fill up a clock.
Swirly, swirly, swirl. That's
official.
Forged in the Dark 101 right there.
So someone ends up on the 3rd floor who is y'all only realize that person is there when they're on the balcony and they look down and you hear what the fuck is that? At a normal voice level while y'all are all doing your whisper and silent stuff. And that person starts, you hear them going by themselves to move towards stairs and elevator. You don't know.
All right.
We have some ways to deal with it.
You get your copy. Y'all have acquired the copy. Ba-na-na-da.
Who's OCD filling in the box?
Gotta get it just right. Cool. So, what
do y'all want to do next? You have to find, now that you have the copy, you have to find Ben.
So I'm perverse. I want to put the copy back and take the original.
What? We specifically know.
You will have a potential bad thing happen.
I know.
If you take the original, but I mean, if that's more interesting to you, then F it.
I mean, ultimately, we need our illegal ass shit to stand up in court.
Right.
So it's to our benefit to not
use the original.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose.
We don't know. The roll will tell all. So.
Yeah, right.
Say it's the wrong paper or something.
Oh, I hate that.
Right? It's not heavy enough paper.
So, are you gonna take a copy or are you gonna take the original?
I think we could take the copy.
I mean, are you gonna try and do it without us noticing?
What, the roll?
I mean, is Shade gonna try and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna put the original back," and then are you gonna?
No.
Okay.
If she was gonna do it, she'd make sure you knew she was doing it before she did it.
Okay. Cool.
All
She's
right.
just talking shit mostly.
Nice. I mean, I appreciate the desire. I'm with you there.
So, you have a copy. You just have to find Stander. Someone is on the way, and at this point I will say they are on the 2nd floor, walking downstairs. Now you can hear their approach.
Mm-hmm.
Quick, groupie mode.
You said what?
Yeah.
Groupie mode.
You have a lot of
Yes.
options. You can try and sneak away. You can deal with them directly. You can use a power. Whatever you want to do.
You don't want me to use my powers.
I feel like somebody using. Okay. I really has an idea. How long does it seem like we have? Like, do we have a short amount of time?
You have a short amount of time.
All right. Tell me if this seems like reasonable at all. Ruli thinks like people break into their offices all the freaking time, like government employees of any kind break in their offices all the time to like do personal work. And I'm assuming that the copier is the same exact device as the printer. So you wouldn't necessarily notice the difference between a print and a copy. And my inclination is to like go to one of the computers that's on, like, and print some personal file that someone might have. So it looks like a government employee came in here in the middle of the night and printed their shit and like leave like a page or two of it in the printer so that there's an excuse for
No, not a page or two. Print like 200 copies or something.
Jeez.
Oh, somebody accessed the printer remotely and is printing like, I don't know, some fanfic or some bullshit.
Ooh,
Right.
perfect.
The only
Yes.
thing is that y'all would have to provide this document, and you have like
Yeah, no
a
problem.
minute, maybe.
the internet.
Hello.
You'll have to pop
We'll
open your
update everything
phone,
real fast.
hit the Wi-Fi, connect to this thing, find something to print, and hit it, and
Right.
then do
Yeah,
something.
that feels like
It feels like a lot. I will say that your position would be desperate.
yeah, that's legit.
Fine. But also that's how we get experience. So like
Right. Like the alternative is
Got it.
like we just run away, which, seems pretty reasonable to me.
I mean we could encounter this guard and like chopper them or knock them out or
Yeah.
Full flame at them.
I mean, there's so many
In a
choices.
library. So, y'all have a minute to decide, and then there's gonna be another section of the clock filled.
Right.
And when the
Or we
clock
could just like
fills-
leave and assume that they're not going to care that much, right? Like there's also like the option of just being like, well, we leave and not worry about it. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the bin, like the whatever's in the trash.
The recycle. Yeah.
Yeah, they're recycling, and I'm going to pull out whatever junk somebody printed like earlier today at work, and put it in the out tray as though someone just printed it. Like someone's doing work late at night. Like someone is remoting in, but instead of remoting in and goofing off, they're printing work. So yeah, I'm gonna grab some recycling, throw it in the printout tray, and then I say we bolt out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Feels a lot more manageable than
Printing fanfic.
printing fanfic. Yeah.
I mean whatever.
So-
Lala closes her archive of our own tab on
And I was like,
Okay, that's the timer. Good time. So I would say that you can drop the bait, and then y'all would have to make a prowl to get out of here.
Yeah, let's scooch out of here. I'm about that.
Right.
how hard a prowl is this gonna be?
I don't think I'm good at that. Nope.
I say that because you planted the paper instead of desperate, this will be risky and standard.
Cool.
Okay, who's leading?
Can I?
Go ahead.
Group or is
Oh,
this-
What's up, Lauren?
Can I help everyone by spreading a field of silence outward, affecting our group, so we're prowling quietly or silently?
Heck yeah. I will give you great. So it will be risky great.
Risky great. Nice.
My question is, who's leading the group action? If this
I
is
like stress. I'll take it. I'm a fan.
Right.
Unless someone else wants to lead it. Because I picked the action of like dumping it in, so I think it's fair to have to eat the stress.
Okay.
Sure.
Risky great.
Risky great prowl. A 1 and a 1.
Nice.
Snake
Thank
eyes.
you again, La, for the stress.
I am doing the Lord's work for you, I promise.
Okay, a 6 and a 5. A 2.
All right. Take
So
it
we have a 6.
2 stress.
Yeah,
Yep.
we got the 6. We have the.
And take it 3 stress. All right.
Absolutely.
so-
I don't vogue out the door, I duck walk.
Lily's like all crouching down low and
While I was very enthused about being silent, does a twirl and a death drop on the ground.
No one can hear you. No one can hear you, Death Drop.
no one.
No one hears your knees cracking.
Yeah. No one hears your pain.
So we zoom in and we see Lauren. What does it look like when you use silence on, or when you what was your ability?
Oh, I can share it. That one is shared stealth.
When you spread your field of silence outward, what does it look like?
Ooh, I think that my mood ring skin kind of manifests a little bit, but like for like your hearing and like perceptions, there's kind of like that we get sort of that very subdued like reduced saturation grayscale kind of effect happening like around the field that it's affecting. So like your eyes kind of get that same sense of like everything dulling and like going very like palpably prickly and like eerily quiet. Yeah.
Nice.
That's spooky.
That's sweet.
So yeah, spooky gang. Right out of here, death dropping, duck walking, properly sneaking. And where do you go? You have 2 floors, 2 more floors above you.
They always like really tries to talk and realizes that they can't make it anyways. But they're like, and then they're finally like, they just point down. Like, people are always having meetings in basements.
I like pull up my phone and text you. You know, we have technology. Send.
Called out.
This is ridiculous, and tweet.
So do you?
Lily's jowls kind of fold forward like.
Lala gets up from where she sprawled out on the floor and just starts walking to the basement.
There's an old archway, and it says basement in like old letters on like one of those kind of golden looking plaques, which is probably like bronze. It's kind of dirty, and they're just like creaky stairs all the way down, but there's no creaks.
Oh yeah, I was like, why no creek? Oh yeah, because we're silent.
So
really gets about like halfway down. They've been all like pseudo professional on this like sneaking thing. They're taking it seriously, and they get onto a board that creaks, and they feel like it rocked forward, and they're like, and they get like obsessed, and they like stay on that board for a second, like rocking it back and forth, like because it's like being on like a board, and like grooving into it for a second.
Nerd.
And then it's like, oh yeah.
I think Lala is so used to doing work with Kit that she wears her like voguing heels. And it's just like like full on model walks everywhere. They can't hear me, but these motherfuckers can see me though.
Yes.
So, y'all make it to the bottom of the stairs, and there's like a lot of storage down here, but down the hallway there's a light, and y'all hear that at the end of this hallway there's a door that's partially open, and there are people in there talking, rabbling. There's smoke coming out of the room, but it's like you can smell that it's like cigar smoke, and you hear people, you're like, you cheating motherfucker, and like, all this sort of yada yada. Sounds like they're playing cards.
Game.
Nice.
How do you want to approach the situation?
I don't have any imprints.
I only got no chips.
I think if Kit gets too close, it'll tip him off because their room will go quiet too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm gonna like sneak to the edge of that and like just kind of peek around the corner and see if it is a poker game and if our Mr. Stupid Head Stander is in there or not.
This feels like another prowl to me. To sneakily get close enough to be able to see and get more information on what's going on in there.
We could have a flashback from Lala.
Oh, that's true.
Imprinting on one of Ben's besties who he plays cards with.
I wouldn't want to imprint on one of them unless one of them is not there. Because otherwise,
Yeah.
walk around and everybody's like, oh,
So this could be a flashback of you imprinting on someone who you know will not be there.
that's true. That is true. I feel like that's a flashback I will do when and if I need that imprint. I don't want to like do it in advance because that's literally not what a flashback is for.
Right. You don't flashback to then do the thing.
I don't want to like rack up like a pocket full of imprints just in case I need them.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Right. We do it as it's needed. So I sorry, I missed it. Did you see, has Shade gone up and snuck in to like see who's in there? Have you like figured?
We need the prowl roll.
Right.
Yeah, let's figure.
You're gonna, this is me risky standard. Prowling in the streets.
2.
Oh,
Oh
fuck.
no. So,
I cannot roll anything but a 2.
I think I know what happens here.
Damn.
Shade moves forward. We zoom in and see Shade moving very delicately, actually. Like, no problems there. Looking around, there's like some creaked open doors, and it's just like more like old chairs, stuff like that. And you get to the point where you can see around the door, and you see, well, you're about to see, and then you step on like a cigarette, and it makes like a crunch noise because
What's that crunch noise?
They smoking Rice Krispies.
It's like a hand rolled cigarette, and
like the Burt Cinders, you know, they got
I mean, I've never smoked. I don't know how crunchy they are.
They can be.
Okay.
For
So,
2044.
right. Crunchy cigs are the thing.
It's hard leaf. So you step on it, and it makes a noise, and you look back, and Kit, your ability went down. And they hear you. So, two things are gonna happen. One is I'm a swirly swirl.
Not the swirly swirl.
Oh,
I
not
was-
swirly swirl.
Oh, motherfucking swirly swirl. I mean, it's me.
And they so whirling.
I got the swirly
All
swirl.
right, everyone. We're gonna be here for a little while.
And from the inside, before, like, right when you're about to peek in, the whole room looks at you. Well, half of the room. One half of the room, the people who are closest to the door, who would usually be facing, like, the wall, are like, what the hell? And they turn around and they just see you peeking in. And then the ones across look at the people looking back and then look up at you. And there are 6 men inside, playing poker. One has a cigar in his mouth. Some of the others, like, they have a different, amounts of poker chips in front of them. And you see that every single one of them, except for one, has a handgun on their hip.
And the one that doesn't have a handgun on their hip?
Is sitting next to a shotgun.
Oh,
Of course.
excellent, nice.
Yeah.
Do they say anything?
At this point, I mean, they can see you, and you're visibly mutated.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, except for Lala, all of us are.
Except for Lala, yeah.
Yeah, so
And draw the scene for me. Like, there was a door, and Shade was like peeking in. So they just see Shade, or they see all of us, or
they
like
just
what's
see
the?
Shade.
They just see Shade.
Shade's head,
Yeah.
like popped in.
I think Lala is gonna grab Shade by the back of her collar and yank her back, and then step into the doorway. She still has her mask accessory, and she has it up to her face, and she lowers it and she says, "Did someone here order a strippergram?"
Oh my god.
Ruli had a very good
She's
idea.
wearing she's got her stripper heels on. Let's go.
Right.
So much better than my idea.
Yeah.
She just kind of struts in and looks around at them.
I like cue up some music on my phone. Something I've heard you dance to before.
And, like, behind her back, she like flicks her fingers at everyone else.
So here's what's gonna happen. The people who just looked inside, who just saw y'all, get to go first, and then you can take an action.
Okay.
Because the first thing they're gonna do is they're all gonna reach for their guns. Well, like 3 of them, let's say.
The other 2 are gonna sit back with the stripper crap.
The other 2 are like kind of confused at the situation. They're like, "What the hell's going on?" But
I think words. I think Lala has not appeared yet.
Oh,
Yes.
gotcha.
So at this point, you have a moment because there aren't like guns ready. They're like, they have to clock open their things and like they're about to pull guns. So do you want to go immediately into strippergram, or what do you want to do? Because someone might get shot.
I mean, that's the hottest way. That's the hottest way to start a striptease, right? Is with a bunch of like guns out, right? Like way to raise the stakes.
I stand by what I said. If somebody else has a better idea, hold for it.
I have no.
Yeah, no. I mean, I have another idea. I mean, Ruli is like, oh shit, and thinks like, turns to Kit, and again like is trying to like gonna say like, I'm gonna make them all forget, and I think they look up and see you like strutting up, and like they have another idea, but I don't think they're as quick to act.
Okay, so you walk in and you say, "Did anyone order a strippergram?" I feel like this is a sway.
Yay.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Because their immediate reaction is going to be like, who the hell was that? Who the hell are you? Like, you're human, so they probably wouldn't just shoot
Ostensibly, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in their eyes.
Well, and like Shade was like poking through the door, depending on lighting, right? Like it. Well, you know, I'm guessing what they saw.
Why is Grace Jones here?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so roll the sway, and we'll see how it goes.
Can I help by playing, appropriate music for her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, because if they hear music coming from outside and it's you, the person that they just saw, it seems like you're working with this human stripper.
Yes.
So yeah. I think
what
that's
is my
helpful.
position?
This feels desperate.
I think it's desperate. Yeah.
Yes.
But also, I think this is a great effect. Yeah, I think this is great because it's a bunch of racists at a poker night.
Right.
Their mind is just on, like, their world is different,
I have one bonus die.
I am very interested.
You could push yourself for another bonus.
I am gonna push myself, actually.
Oh wait, one thing, y'all, is that on these sheets, there are 4 dots, but in Mutants there are only 3.
Okay.
So you can only have 3 dice max.
3 dice max. Okay, in that case, I will not push myself because I'm.
Well, you can you push to get over, but you can only have like naturally 3 dice, but you can get help and push to go over that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Got it. All right.
So if I help, do I still roll? Yes.
No, you just spend a stress. You mark 1 stress as helping, and Najee gets +1 die.
All right, Stripper Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay, you got a 4 in there.
I
mean, it's not a complete failure.
Yeah, it's not a complete failure.
It's a partial.
Here's the thing. The reaction is there are a bunch of dudes with their hands on their guns. Some are thinking about reaching for guns.
Some have their hands on their other guns.
And then Grace Jones walks through the door and says, "Anybody order a strippergram?" And they look around at each other. And they're like, "Hell yeah." and one of them puts their arm on the table and just pushes all the shit off of it. He's pretty drunk. He just pushes all the shit off. And he's like, yeah.
He may have also been losing the poker game.
Get on the table. Yeah. The bad thing is that one of them who was by the door, while you start walking in, he goes over to the door and pulls it halfway open and goes like, "Who the hell was that mutant? Talking to you, Lala?" Like, he looks and then he looks back and he's like, "What the hell was that mutant?"
And Lala is climbing up on the table. No hands. She just puts like one stripper heel foot on the table and then like raises herself.
Nice.
And stops and turns and looks over her shoulder and she says, "Well, somebody has to play the music. I can do a lot, but I can't do it all." And just starts like body rolling.
Cool. So I feel like there should be another roll. Basically, to get this person to stop.
I think this is a
acting.
resistance roll. I feel like Lala is resisting the consequence.
That sounds good.
Right? Like, it's, oh shit, this is going to be a big deal. And if Lala can make not can, because resistance rolls always work, but like, when Lala resists, that means like, okay, everybody chill. Yeah, there's a mutant, but it's fine as long as they're only used for, menial labor and things like that.
Right. So, You can hit the resist if you'd like to.
I might trauma out. But so it goes.
That's how you get more XP, is by having trauma.
Yeah.
I mean, ostensibly anyone else could resist. Like, we could jump in. I just can't. We're all obviously mutants, so I can't think of a way to protect. Like, nothing's coming to mind as like, oh, that makes sense.
You don't have a lot of options. Remember, you are superpowered human beings.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Well, I mean, sure. Like, if
hold on,
can do it too, then I'll just play it. They've already seen me.
No, I Plato's cave that motherfucker. He like looks out the door, and he fucking sees a mutant like playing some music. Like
that's what's there.
Yeah, that's all. That's all he needs to see. Because I have that superpower.
Yeah, sure. Can you hit the little bell so when you use a... Yeah.
Bink.
So...
I use my 4 o'clock.
You hit Plato's cave. Outside, instead of seeing shade, there's this tiny mutant that's like adorable. They're like 4 or 5, and yeah, but you're like,
but are you though?
You're an adult size. Like the play here is like to play on the child like aspect of people not wanting to harm young children. So they're like 4 or 5, and they're like this sweet little kid, and they also, to help with the perception here, like barely have a mutation. They have like a horn or something like that, like a little horn that comes out of their head, and it's real tiny too. And they're holding a boombox like as best they can and playing music. And so the guy turns back and he goes, all right, as long as they just stay over there and you can do your dance.
I do my dance. I had not, Lala had not planned on this. So she's, but she is a dancer, and a remarkable one. Stefan can go fuck themselves. And she's like, her brain is spinning while she's doing this dance on the table, trying to figure out, all right, what the fuck did we do from here?
Right.
Weird.
Well, this is where I say we have a flashback to like, this is definitely the plan. And I think it looks like you distracting them, getting all their eyes on them, and then we like sneak in. We know what Standard looks like. We know which one of these is him, and like you running in and or you distracting them while one of us grabs Standard and yanks him out, and we use some combination of our powers to make it so that they don't react or they can't react to that.
If Standard is this clock, Standard is sitting right here. I said if Standard is this clock. If this clock is the table, Standard is sitting here, and the door. Oh God!
I do not see the
here. The door's on the opposite side.
Okay. So here's the conundrum. We can't use the silence because I need music.
Yeah.
I've already like made a music cover story. And I'm already maintaining an illusion, and I don't think I can cast a second one.
Yeah. I can go in there and make us all forget what the hell happened. So
that's only 10 seconds though.
Right. So if we can pull him out in 10 seconds, if we can run in there and run out real fast, I can make everyone forget what the hell happened.
Simpler way.
So who wants to run up, karate chop him in the neck and drag him out?
No, I look at the fire alarm. I just pull the fire alarm. and then we all have to evacuate. And so now he's outside.
It's true.
Sure.
Only a pyromantic would think of that.
Only a pyromantic would think of the fire alarm.
That's
Just saying. Let's make it simple.
You would get a decent position off of that. I think instead of any desperate, it would be risky if you pulled the fire alarm, because they're gonna go from being relaxed to being alert. But on the other hand, you will have a better opportunity to just snag one person because they're all going to be like frantically running to cover themselves and etc. So
yeah, and everybody's going outside, and we don't have to. We just have to snag them and not leave the building.
I don't even pull the fire alarm. I like set off the sprinklers.
Oh,
awesome.
Man.
Yeah. So you reach out. What, just with the lighter, or do you?
Yeah, just a lighter.
Yeah.
I don't need more than a lighter to do that. This works.
Sprinklers go off. One is right. One is right above you, Lala. So
I'm sorry.
Whatever
no,
twirl
Lala
move you do,
leans into it directly. Like, yes, I look hot as fuck on this.
Right.
Music's going. Yeah.
Right. This is something out of Under Siege right now, popping out of a cake shit. Right.
Yeah.
And so the rest of them, though, as you just keep going,
I was hired to do a job. Let's go.
Are like grabbing their stuff off of the floor while like moving through, and they crack open the door and they start moving towards. They cannot yet see you, but they start moving towards Ruli and Kit, as y'all are pretty far off in the dark.
Yeah, and I feel like in all this time that Ruli and Kit would have this hasn't been instantaneous, so I feel like in this time Ruli and Kit would have like snuck and like tried to get into a dark corner or whatnot so we could grab Stander, so they won't see us on the way. I'd like to have us like be already hidden when they pop out.
Yes, it sounds good. So y'all are hidden, and they're moving like one kind of two at a time, and Stander actually would probably be I'd say the second to last or last person, because he was the farthest away,
right,
from the entrance. I actually just say he's the last. No, second to last, because there's one guy who was super drunk. So the super drunk guy is being like, but one other guy has their arm over him, and they're hobbling Big Drunk Jake down this hallway.
Big Drunk Jake, and everybody's favorite.
And
damn it, Jake.
In front of Big Drunk Jake and Marco or whatever. And what's a white people name?
Fred.
Brent.
Brent.
Wait. We're in Georgia. Sorry. You got Bubba. You got Lyle. You got Rob.
I like
and
Lyle.
You got Bo.
I really like Lyle, because that's a sound that I'd never make. So
Lyle.
That's a sound that you never make.
Lyle.
It feels.
That's something you never fix your face.
Foreign and serious. Lyle.
Lyle.
The mouth, like, look at the Lyle.
Wow.
It's like throwing up. I'm sorry for anyone named Lyle.
That sounds like a Pokemon name.
Feel,
Wow.
Lyle. There's gonna be a Lyle watching this video and writes in the comments, be like, "Y'all fucked up, man.
Y'all did me dirty. Come on.
Exotic Lyle.
That's okay, base Lyle.
You can grab. You're in the position and everything to grab Stander, but there are two people behind him. One of which is very drunk, and the other is fine. So I would say that this is risky standard. The risk not being collecting Stander nearly as much as the threat of these other two people.
Right. I'm about it. I'm down with that. I think the action is prowl. It feels like we're trying to sneak and grab them. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, you're ambushing.
Yeah.
Can I help. I like the idea of trying to control my emotions to sort of camouflage, sort of chameleon into the background of it. It requires a lot of like making myself feel like this is like a dark place, like a bit like cold or like
Yeah, I love it.
Hit the iPod and be like,
and I feel
what
like
song makes me feel sad?
Yeah, exactly. It's like put on the headphones and like start like grooving out to the. Nice.
The color literally like sort of like turns very like dusty.
Right.
Just like the wind.
And I feel like the movement of Ruli like moves in time with the music, like moves in time with the beat, and it all like super slows down as Ruli. I'm using this. I really love this ability, and I want to use it even though I don't need it right now.
Okay.
But I'm gonna use bullet time so that if there is a consequence, it's easier for me to resist. So like as I'm moving out, like I kind of like you see Ruli like look to the right and sees one of the drunk ass Lyle, and like just as Lyle is like gets next to it, he like pushes the table out a little bit so it bumps into Lyle and like spins Lyle off like he bumped into it himself. And then when Lyle's not looking, tries to reach out and grab Stander and like pull him, and then they try to like pull them back into like back into the corner into like a headlock. So
nice.
We will see. I like stress. But I'm not going to push myself because then I will probably not be able to resist. So we're just gonna. But I'm getting a helping die from you.
Can you hit your bullet time bell too?
Yeah, let's do that.
And that's your 2 cost, I believe.
Bullet time. Yep. So I'll put my fire up. So this is kind of a preemptive use of it because I'm not rolling resistance yet, but we'll see.
If it happens.
What's the position effect?
Risky standard.
Risky standard. Got it.
And you're getting 1 bonus dice from Lauren. You're assisting.
Yeah, I'm gonna blend in and so I can grab Banner somewhere or just sort of be a bit chameleon-esque.
Totally.
What is it? I can't see the roll. Oh, there it is. Nice.
Bada boom,
Nice.
bada bing.
Thank
Dog
you.
bales.
So we zoom in and we see a cross from Ruli, and Ruli, I feel like you'd be getting like the tense dog, sort of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like they kind of like tense up a little bit. You see a tiny bit of their tooth line. Not like they're gonna bite, but they're just kind of like ready. Ready. And yeah, ears go up.
And across, we see Kit, and then we get that mystique effect, where it like rolls.
Yeah.
And then camouflage.
Nice.
And for a moment, super quiet, and you hear the ding 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 ding, but it's one of those moments where like something's about to happen, and then there are people who don't.
Right. They are not in slow-mo. They are not seeing this whole thing in slow-mo.
This is in slow-mo, so the rain droplets are coming down where you can see them.
Right. You'll see them, and I'm like weaving between them, and yeah, and it's all so that all of the effect is so that every time someone would be able to see Stander, instead like I've ducked out of the way, or like I've bumped them so like by like with the table or something like that, so they're like just slightly he's not in their view as we pull him back.
So what happens is, as these droplets are moving down slowly and you hear Ruli's heartbeat, the droplets start moving faster and time hits its normal speed, and all at once there is this super slick move where Ruli darts by Brent
Lyle.
and Lyle.
Brent and Lyle.
Lyle.
Knocking into one, but the drunk guy like stumbles. You like hit him kind of in the lower leg, so he didn't see it, and he's so he kind of like stumbles, and so the Lyle has to like batten him down and be like, hey, whoa there, buddy. At the same time, as soon as that head turn happens, from what looks like just darkness, like one of those creepy horror movies, two arms reach out, and just woof. And then Lyle picks him up and he's like, "Hey man, you gotta keep yourself together." And they walk down the hallway.
Nice.
Bad.
They call me.
So, you now have your target. There's only
Nice.
one thing left for you to do. It is pouring wet. For a while, the sprinklers are still going.
Oh yeah.
And then they go off after a little bit.
Obviously,
And,
we have a plastic folder.
And you can keep it in your. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that the
The
thing is-
document is ruined by water. Yeah.
Sign this wet tissue paper. What?
Like one of you can keep it safe.
Dig it.
You know what? If you would have taken the original, I would have made it so that
Yeah.
you gotta see
That
whether
would've
it
been
got
the
wet or
one.
not.
Yeah.
Come on, if there is a wet piece of paper, you're not telling me Shade couldn't just like hold on to it for a second and just dry it out.
Probably.
That's how fire
You
works.
bake it.
On paper.
That's how fireworks. Heat.
So
I can heat. It's
That's fine.
Shade has impeccable control of her power.
I can apply
That is
heat
true.
to inanimate objects.
yeah, to burn them and melt them. Like that's what the move is like. Burn everything. But you have your target, and
Yeah.
for a while, for like a good chunk of time, they're not gonna be looking for him. They're like
Mm-hmm.
they were all in chaos. So y'all
Yeah, the
have
building's on fire. Yeah.
y'all have
Yeah.
time to do your thing.
Yeah.
What do you wanna do?
I say we like set them back up
He's
in
struggling.
their little like poker room. Once the water stopped going down, our Shade and Lala able to get like, are we able to regroup?
Oh yeah.
Lala, when you come in the room, Lala is still dancing on the table.
Oh, she never left. Nice.
No.
It's been like 3.5 minutes. He just
Yeah.
still
She's
goes.
still just like,
She's like, I'll work on some choreo. Fuck it.
yeah.
Oh god.
I
Ruli's
think
eyes
she
kind of raised because they didn't like know, they didn't see into the rooms. They didn't know like what was going on. So when you're like doing the dance, they kind of like pause for a second and they're like, "Oh, we got them. We got him. We got the guy that we wanted to." This is
And,
yeah.
he's resisting, trying to like yell, and like he yells out and he's like, "Hey!"
Oh, I'll
somebody
silence
help me."
him.
Boom.
So we can.
Also,
try
I don't
and
know if
yell.
you've ever heard a fire alarm, but good fucking luck, my dude.
By now, everyone's too far away to actually hear, it, so it's not.
Yeah.
It's
It's-
not an
I
issue.
like reach up and put my hand around the sprinkler, just melt it closed.
Oh my god! Yeah, you can.
Oh, nice.
You'd have to use.
Yeah.
You've got some
melt
pipe
it.
somewhere, but it's fine.
Yeah. Can you hit the little bell on meltdown?
Yeah.
Nice.
So he's silenced, and he's trying to resist, but he's actually a pretty strong guy.
Yeah.
I'd say though that y'all have him like surrounded. He doesn't really have an opportunity to do much. Are you gonna like restrain him? Are you gonna interrogate? What are you gonna do? What's your approach?
I was gonna kind of threaten him a little. That was kind of what the whole setup with the melting the
Little light threatening.
Yeah.
So if you use that as like a threatening thing, then I'll say that your position is better
Okay.
when whatever kind of negotiation that you're doing. So I'll give you controlled.
Okay.
Nice.
Actually, no, I'll raise your effect, so it'll be great.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
So, Mr. Stander, it's come to our attention that you've been less than above board in your dealings with the election council. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to sign this piece of paper, and we'll let you walk out of here.
And he's in the chair and he's like, "You mutants got nothing on me. I know you're just trying to spread your germs and disease over to all the other humans, make more mutants, take over the world. Get me out of here.
Oh, sweetie.
You'll never take me.
Do
You can't turn me
really
into one of
think
you.
We have nothing. I don't want to turn you into one of me. Then I'd have to live with you. Ew, gross. But what we do have is a very, shall we say, extensive collection that you happen to own. And, well, she flicks her lighter. It's very, very flammable.
And like Lala's on the table and like flashes her mask over her face, and when it passes, she has like Cabbage Patch face for a second, and she flashes it back.
And
She's
they
still
do
on the
melt.
table.
Oh,
No,
so
no
please
cost. No cost.
set 'em on fire.
Just for the effect.
Nice.
Okay, so you can.
I'm trying to command him.
I'd say you can command or you can sway. It's up to you.
And I am assisting with Cabbage Patch face.
Cool.
He said it was.
Not the Cabbage Patch
Risky.
stripper. Nobody wants that.
You said it was risky but great.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
risky because he might just like shut down and be like, "Let me get my lawyer," or whatever. But
Yeah.
Damn it!
oh no.
All right, that's a 2. You're assisting. Wait, so I get one more. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Just roll
Roll just
one
one-
die.
yes,
Just roll a d6. then.
1. So yeah,
Oh.
2.
Resist it.
You have 2 options
All right.
because I'm looking at abilities. Really, you can use back to the present,
Yep. So I was thinking.
or you can resist it. Those are your 2 options.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna use back to the present. I'm gonna be like, well, let's just like narratively, like, what does it look like when at first, like, do we just sort of see him like fold up, like, yeah, I'm not telling you shit. We get like the typical kind of.
So he ends up, falling into the bravado of being like, you can't do anything to me. If you killed me, if you hurt me, then it's gonna be all over the news, and then no one will ever vote for any of your people, and all this sort of stuff. Like, he just starts throwing it at you.
Nice. So I'm so when I go, like, when we like go back, I'm like we go back, and I was like, I see that, and I'm like, rewind, and I'm like, not just like, I like kind of lean in, I'm like, let him know that not just will we destroy his toys, but we'll let everybody else know about it. Like, he was trying to discredit us, and like I try to turn it around to discredit him.
Okay.
Cool.
And that's my that's my thoughts there. So
This time, only roll with 2 dice,
All right.
because it negates any assistance that you got.
I can't see what the bottom one is.
Come on,
It's a 1 and a
bruh.
Bottom
3.
one.
So
Okay, I can only see one of the 3. What's the second die?
it's a 3.
it's a
Okay.
3.
Okay, I got
It was doomed not to
Dang.
work. Oh, I gotta mark my flare. That was
So
Oh, that's annoying.
you can resist.
Resist.
Is
Oh,
the
yeah.
only last. This is the last thing you can do.
right.
And this would be a resolve resistance.
And theoretically, because we're doing it as a group action, like, any of us could jump in as a protect action and resist. You know, if someone else wants to like jump in and try and make the resist. Ruli is a little tapped on stress to do that, but
Same.
I don't know if
I'll
But
go ahead
also,
and finish myself.
I mean, I could trauma out now, assuming this is the last thing we need to do.
So I am pushing myself.
I don't. Can you?
you don't. I mean, you're making a resistance roll is to not take stress. So the better you roll on the resistance roll, the less stress you take. So if you push yourself, you're kind of spending stress to try and take less
Gotcha.
stress. Like, you can do it, but like,
Does make sense.
It's
Got it.
not totally worth. Let us see. Let us pray.
5.
Takes.
Nice. Okay, so just 1. 1 stress,
bad.
not bad. So he is lenient. He's listening. He's like, okay, talk to me. What do you want? You want money? I can get you money. You want free time in the human zone? You can run around. Give you a couple hours. I don't know. You want to go to a resort? You want to go to Disneyland? Like, what the hell?
All we want is for you to sign that little piece of paper. We're very, very reasonable.
He goes over the paper, and it's like, if I sign this, do you realize how much work that I've been doing to get into this position? To have this election laid before me the way it is?
Well, I know you bribed the Secretary of State, and you rigged a few election boxes, and paid off a few people, and yeah, I have an idea of how much you tried to steal an election. But, see, there's this pesky little thing called a constitution, and I know you're law and order and everything, and you don't actually read things that, you claim to be for. But some of the rest of us actually do believe in that.
Constitution's only for humans.
Oh, so you're saying you're not a human?
I'm saying it doesn't protect the kind of people who are trying to enter our government.
Oh, see, last time I read the Constitution, it didn't have the word human in it anywhere.
It was
had
inferred.
mankind. Oh, inferred. So now you think in your infinite wisdom that you can just read the minds of people from 300 years ago.
Those were my ancestors, damn it. I know what they wanted. I know what kind of America we need.
Oh, sweetie, you do realize that we all have parents too, and all of our parents were here too.
Mutants.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think at this point, there's like a loud, like clack as Lala jumps off the table. Finally, I decided she was wearing a latex outfit, so the water's just kind of rolling off of her.
It's Lala.
And her hair is natural, so like, she hasn't ruined her perm or anything. It's fine. You should know what I'm talking about.
I know.
Yeah. All is good in La La Land. And she kind of struts up, and I want to use shifting mask.
Mm-hmm.
And I do take on kind of a doll-like quality, not like the fearsome look of a Cabbage Patch on a grown-ass woman, but like
The porcelain doll kind of.
yeah, like the lashes get longer and it gets like the little Cupid's bow mouth, and the eyes get wider. And Lala says, "Honey, what are you scared of? You'd win in a fair fight, right? Right."
Oh, no. That's the problem. He couldn't sustain it against a fair fight.
This feels like a Commander Sway again.
Sway.
Yeah, I want to assist and be like, I think Ruli speaks up for the first time. It's like, right, if we're so, if mutants are so terrible, then what are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything, especially not mutants.
I know.
I'm not afraid of any of you. Okay.
So yeah, I'm rolling that sway. What's my position?
This is with shifting mass. What do you get? +1d. So you Actually, I think this would be controlled standard. I say he'll sign it, basically, if you succeed.
Okay.
I see a 5.
3, 4, 5. Ooh.
Okay.
Is he fixated?
He looks at all of you and he goes, fine. I'll sign this crap. But you, and he points over to Kit and he says, you have to do an endorsement video with me. You're young. All the mutants. Just be in the endorsement video. Young
Hey,
mutants
Kit's
are against me mostly. I need an endorsement from someone who's like you.
Willie is often speechless, right? Usually because they're turned on by somebody, but in this case, they're just like, "What? 2 seconds ago, your double talk is ridiculous. 2 seconds ago, you said, you wanted to have nothing to do with us, and now you want our vote? Make up your damn mind. I want to resist. I want to like really want to step in. Like that doesn't make any damn sense."
Yeah, sure.
And I'm probably gonna trauma out. Is that I think it feels like it's resolved. Does that sound
it's resolved?
Right to you? Okay. Let's roll some resolve resist and hope I roll not terrible.
He's scratching for peanuts at this point.
Yeah, I get it. It's fair.
Okay, 3.
3. Well, I trauma out. Because I only had 2 stress to spare.
You just like pass out?
I mean, I think
your mind was literally blown.
I think if I may, I like the idea of Ruli, like everybody just pauses, like, the fuck did you just say? And then Ruli just starts like sputtering in like incredulity and like just like it's overwhelmed, shuts down.
Right.
Or starts ranting and somebody has to pull him out of the room.
Right. I kind of like that. Like I just like get so in his face and just start like literally like dog slobbering on him. Like, and then it's just like, at first it's really cogent and like, and then it just gets wild. Then it's just like, you know, bits of Ruli's past and all kinds of, you know, other embarrassing things come out, and it's nonsense.
Woo.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think
so. We're gonna zoom in on Stander. He's like, fine, just look. I'm gonna. No, I'll win. I'll win on my own.
Of course,
and he's like pep talking himself. Like first he kind of said it to y'all, and then just like, and you can see that there's a crack, like, in his ego now, that he's trying to repair in this moment. But as he does it, he because the table is wet. And he has children. He leans over to Kit, and on your back, signs it, and he's just going, "I'll win. I can't be beat by a mutant. I'll never lose." And he just signs it, and then is just holding it out. And I think this is a perfect time to say that we get a shot down the hallway, facing towards the room that he's in, and he's standing at the chair where he was before, and he's wet, and you hear him mumbling over and over again, just like, "I'll win, I'll beat him, I can do it, I can win." And all of you are walking very confidently down this hallway.
Yep.
As eventually it is him by himself.
Story checks.
And he's gone.
Yes, we're not walking. She's strutting. The rest of us.
I'm doing the secretary bird walk off of a Gretzko.
You've completed another.
Nice.
Completed another mission.
Oh wait, I can do it. I like it. Dig
No
it.
one ever expects the stripper-gram ploy.
No.
Right?
Strippergrammed your way to success. So,
Oh, Lordy.
I'm gonna give you this check, and also, y'all, what the hell? Y'all wind up, back at, you go back to the community center. They end up giving you, you give Marcus the paper. No, it was Malik. You give Malik the paper, and he looks at all of you and is just like, "Holy shit!" Like I didn't even think this could like be done.
Lala's latex suit just drips quietly onto the floor.
You meet like back where you were, but this time like he's holding a briefcase, and he's just like, "Okay, we can do this. We can totally do this." Wow, I didn't even think this was possible. And like you see like a lot of hope like coming up from him, and he walks over to you, Jalen, and sets the briefcase down next to you and goes, "We have some investors who are pretty happy that this got done. And, for your work, which we might be needing again sometime."
It's always a pleasure working with you, Malik.
Well, I can say the same. And y'all end up making 12 cash.
Nice.
Nice.
Big money. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, you have completed the community center.
Sweet. Yay. Stripping for the kids.
We'll go a little bit over, but we can do our downtime activities and
XP.
XP. Yes.
I would like to just check in and make sure that Lauren, you're
That's right.
okay.
Right.
Oh yeah, I could probably push for 20 minutes, then I have to go get on a plane.
Yeah.
I have to be at the airport in like 40 minutes. So
Yeah, let's not tempt fate there.
Yeah. Let's take care of our downtime and our
I'm a
XP.
professional scheduler, so I was like, wait.
Yeah.
thank you.
We can do both of those next week.
Cool.
And then continue on from there. We will be on Wednesday next week is when we will be live. We are returning to our Wednesday schedule. From there, we will have this video on YouTube soon. I'll just upload this right after this so I don't forget this time. Episode 1 is live on YouTube as well. And we can do some... let's do some shoutouts and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'll do it in reverse order if I can remember correctly. Sean, can you tell us where you're at, where we can find you, and etc.?
Yeah. I'm Sean Nittner. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me pretty much everywhere as at Sean Nittner, and or streaming on my own show, Actual Play. I am super excited because we're about to release Shadow of the Century. We're sent to the printer. We're about to. The Mutants of the Night is 2044, and we're sticking it to the man. Shadow of the Century is 1984, and we're sticking it to the man. And it is good times. It's 80s action stuff, and that's going to be on pre. We're going to have the pre-order for that coming out soon. So that's exciting stuff. It's going to be fun times.
Heck yeah. Lauren, I believe.
Yeah, I'm Lauren, she, her pronouns. I am at the Stray Kiwi on Twitter. If you want to follow some of the game design stuff I have going on, you can join our girlunderground.org mailing list to keep updates on me and my co-designers story about a girl and her fantastical adventures through Wonderland of self-discovery and like self-identity and all that jazz. And yeah, that's me. This was lovely. Thank you. I am sorry I have to run so soon after the stream, but this was a fantastic session. Thank you.
Awesome. Nadja.
Hi, I am Najo Tikra, aka Trista Ray, aka Laverne, aka Lala, aka On-Site, aka the Cabbage Patch Strippogram, her damn self. You can find me on Twitter at Trist_CHI or on Twitch at /TristaRay, where I have been doing more and more streaming, Final Fantasy 14 crafting, and Sims. And the Simless version of Hot in Here is my new favorite song, and I want to learn all the words for karaoke.
All right, Misha.
That's a little disturbing. I'm Misha B. You can find me on Twitter at BG Gameworks or elsewhere as Black Girl Gameworks. I'm up to my ears in editing for Arun, which hopefully we'll have out finished soon. But yeah, you can look me up.
Coolio, and I have been DC, as I will continue to be. I am thankful for all of these amazing people to be here playing my game, Mutants in the Night. You can find it there at dungeoncommander.itch.io if you would like to purchase a copy for yourself. If you already have a copy, hopefully you can go and play it with your friends and have a good time. We will be back, like I said, next week on Wednesday, 6 p.m. PST. If you follow the channel, you will see that I am streaming right now Final Fantasy VII with the Reunion mod, which is like a better localization that has improved a ton of really cool things. So I am going to hit the raid so we can give our viewership to another good person. We're gonna raid Starbuck. So
raid Starbucks? What?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We can go raid Starbuck, who is playing God of War, last year's game of the year. So I will see y'all next week on Wednesday, or you can see me on Friday, where I will be streaming some more. Actually, tomorrow, yeah, I'll be streaming more Final Fantasy. Later, y'all.
Alright.